Hello again. This is Graveless coming to you with the US opener. So there's three primary openers in the game: US, EU, and China. We're going to be going over the basics of the US opener and how I like to do it for this video. See what we were talking about for counselors from the previous one if you want to do that. So, US opener. The main things you need for the US opener is to control Mexico and China. Or not Mexico, Mexico and Canada. This might be a little fraught for us because we do not have a lot of public support. The Academy has Mexico right now, and if they take those points, this is going to take longer. But let's get going. So, this man right here will actually help us a lot for taking over the US because he gets functionally +3 persuasion to do it. Like, right now, we have basically no chance. We're going to work on that. So to work on that, again, I would really love to buy the Laguna Foundation. I am unlikely to get that much money, so we're just going to buy Viola Marketing and give it to him. We cannot level him up at all. We cannot level him up at all. Recruiting. I said last time that there's a choice between whether you are going for long-term growth, in which case I would get Keely. This is probably one of those tones that I don't know. The biggest problem is she cannot really do any control nation. She can crack down and purge, but not control. We wanted that, given the counselors we have right now. Would he give me a bonus? No. This is a tricky heck. This is a tricky one. Doesn't matter that much. I mostly want to maximize that, and age is actually beneficial for maximizing those. Let me just double check her to see. Yeah, she doesn't have anything special. He's off. Okay. I think that Xiling is likely going to be able to level up her persuasion at least once, and that's what we need right now. So I'm going to recruit her. Yes, she has enough. So here's our level up screen. You can raise a stat for 20 base, or you can gain several other traits for a variety of XP. Right now, we only care about persuasion, so we're going to get her some persuasion.
I'm here.
Now, one thing that you're going to hear a lot if you talk about that, is you want to take Kazakhstan. Why do you want Kazakhstan? Because Kazakhstan has the highest amount of boost for the cheapest amount of CP in the game at the start of the game.
At your service.
Ready for orders.
This means we want it. Now, the meta strat is to take it and coup it.
Ready.
This is because coup immediately makes you leave your federation. And when you're in your federation, the stronger federation partner has more control over your resources that go to the federation, which is funding and boost. Over here on the slider, we can see that on a 2 scale, we can increase our chance at gaining something through control nation points. I think we are, in fact, going to go for at least taking Kazakhstan. We are also going to spend our initial ops on investigating the alien activity so that we gain an event from that. And let's see, okay, we have a pretty good chance of taking Canada. I'm going to spend our other influence on, I don't like 50%. We're going to spend a public campaign in Canada to raise our chance of taking it later. Confirm assignments, move at 5 times speed, because that's what you do. Alright, so first up, all nations gain 1 cohesion. Great, excellent. Makes coups harder. Alright, UN Security Council meetings. This is one of the first events you're going to get. You want it to happen in your first week cycle, but it sometimes doesn't. Your options are remain in the shadows to gain ops, quietly steer support to gain a little bit of both, or deliver our manifesto to gain influence. We are delivering our manifesto.
We can join them as brothers and sisters. If we only convince them we are worthy.
So, continuing on for factions. There are more factions in this game. This is the Academy. They are the good guy faction, and they are also the game's hard mode, because they go, I see there are aliens. We are all intelligent beings. Perhaps we could find a way to coexist and talk our way into peace. They're the hardest game of all, but are, like, unambiguously the good guys in this game. That's the only one who showed up. Let me just see. Can I buy anything new with that influence? No. I think, however, I will recruit her just in case, and because she's actually good long-term.
People will come to our
I
side.
might regret this, but we'll see what happens with our next changes.
Here's what we found.
We have found something.
We gain some
Commander.
influence and some science. We have a new mission, complete alien signatures. So, set as favorite.
Orders are in place.
Oh god, everything happened very fast and I clicked through. So, we gained a control point in Kazakhstan. This means we now get its resources. I do not care, like, right now, what we actually want is not its resources in terms of boost. Well, we want its boost, but really, we want its money. We need a lot of money to, like, take the US early, which is why we're swapping over to Kleptocratic, which means we are just running spoils and gaining its money right now. I'm going to put a point into Unity because that will help us gain some control later. Alright, management team. Second one, we can get 3 influence per month to our 46. Not useful. 15 science per month to our 50. That's going to go up to like 1,000 when we take the US. Does not matter. 50 ops. This used to be an ops income, but it was too strong. Or 10 money per month. We're taking 50 ops. You can now see we have Kazakhstan, so we can set our priorities here by setting up to 3 and changing things around. Orcs. We might be able to get that, actually. If I get enough spoils, we're going to be able to buy that, and that will be so good. Like, incredibly good. Alright, now we're going to go through our council and check Canada. 29% base. Not good enough. 48% base. Let's spend 8 influence and get that up to 81%.
This nation to our side.
We're also going to want Mexico, but that's going to take some more time. Let's see. She has 29% base. Yeah, so 76 sounds good. Now, if we were to do the meta strat, what we would do here is not spoil, because you remember how if you try and coup, then there's something called elite dissatisfaction. This is how many spoils are being run, because that means the nation's elites are getting a hefty payout. You can see we have a 35% chance of just outright taking this through doing that. I honestly really hate that strat exists. I think it's terrible for the balance of the game, and the devs actually agree, which is why they're partially going to be removing it in future patches.
What's the op?
So instead, what we are going to do is defend our current influence in Kazakhstan. This will make this point defended. That will greatly reduce crackdowns, because right now, the Academy is likely to run a
Protecting
crackdown
our
against them.
interests.
I'm here.
And this is where Queely has some problems. She does not have useful missions for gaining things, but she can run Stabilize in Kazakhstan to get us some more of its resources every turn.
The op.
And, yeah, 76% chance on Canada. Let's go.
Securing our control.
I really hope I get Canada this turn. Like, 2 points would be great, 1 point would be acceptable. So you see, we do reduce unrest. This is because if you look at here, the unrest that currently is there is decreasing our IPs by 20%. So the more unrest you have, the worse it is for you.
Our
Alright,
supplies are in
first
place.
point in Canada, swap to Kleptocratic. Second point in Canada, continue Kleptocratic. People, we've seen the enemy is someone else, we'll figure it out. Alright, some new orcs have been available. And, oh my god, this is lucky. So these two are 2 fantastic orgs early on. I'm unlikely to be able to buy this one because it requires too much influence compared to what our influence income is. Level up persuasion because that's all that matters right now. And, oh wait, you... She is going to start gaining some admin, so she can start holding any orgs. So right now what we really want to do is get 405 money so we can buy this. We would love to buy the Free Federation of Industrial Workers also, but I don't think we're going to actually get enough influence for it, because I'm going to be spending that on Canada. And Kazakhstan. Like, yeah. We're going to get the second point. This is because when you control the executive of a nation, you gain access to set policy, which will allow us to eventually remove Kazakhstan from its federation. We eventually want to. Each nation, based off its government, has different points. They give you slightly different bonuses to hold. The really important ones are the ones that give you bonuses to crackdowns and purges. The other ones are gravy. Those are necessary. Actually, she has enough to gain our control in Canada, so he is going to public campaign and start working on Mexico.
I will tell our story.
I'm here. We'll be running this place in no
Like-
time.
That might not work, but it has a good chance of working. And let's just tell Kazakhstan again. She is a growth project because she actually has good enough stats to be worth keeping long term.
They are demons incarnate. They and the traitors who support them will face our judgment.
Once you guys get to enjoy my giant beer stein of tea. Drink more tea, folks. Alright, so this is humanity first. The Resistance is the reasonable fight the aliens faction. Humanity First, as you can see by their quotes, is really more the proto-imperium of man. However, they are our ally in this game because they hate all the same things we hate. We're going to try and make a decent amount of peace with them over the course of the game so that they interfere with other people's operations rather than ours.
Order is returning.
Public sentiment is increasingly with us.
Oh, wait. That's what I want to be doing. Oopsies.
We've got our people.
Alright, we have 2 points in Kazakhstan. We are just going to do this because we want to change this public opinion chart a little bit.
Our presence is growing.
And we have 3 points in Canada. Excellent. Let's get us some money. And 1 point in unity. You can see it's still available. We want you so much. You're going to be so nice. No one can level up. And I believe we have not hit a reset yet. No reset on counselors. Alright. Now we have the interesting question. Omar cannot do much for Mexico, so we want him to go do other useful things in terms of nations to grab. For the US, these are primarily allies of the US that can do useful things. The main one I like doing is grabbing Israel because it has the ability to build boost at the start of the game. Down here, what's our Mexico chance? Ooh, that's what I was afraid of. That right there is the Academy getting into Mexico. That's a coin flip. Okay.
I will try to sway the vote.
Your orders?
This is bad. That's not good. Alright. We also do want to grab the Caribbean states eventually for America control reasons. Whew. Okay. This might be rough, but we're going to go. And this is unfortunately what the start of the game does, is sometimes the AI does things. Alright.
Our test is to recognize and seize it.
Oh, the initiative. I love the initiative. They are maybe the most evil faction in the game, depending on how you look at it. They are, as you see by their icon, kind of actually the Illuminati. They control business and military operations and just want to dominate things. And take this chaos and use it to grow their own power base. We can make peace with them, and probably will, because there are worse factions out there, in some ways. Alien fleet detected. Right now, we don't care.
The trick is not to look directly at what you are trying to see. Offset your focal point somewhere to the side of where you think you notice the movement. At night, the center of your vision doesn't work as well as during the day. I won't try to explain the science to you. What matters is you'll see whatever is out there before they see you.
So, this is...
deal, advising conscripts in Colombia.
Okay, now that the game's done. So, the Academy just finished Advanced Skywatch and triggered Advanced Electromagnetism. That's why we got those notifications. You can see up here, they now have a new global tech. When we finish We Are Not Alone, we will actually go into the tech screen to go over what's going on with that. Humanity First is currently winning mission to space. You can see who is the total points here, and whoever is currently projected to win at current investments is going to get this highlight.
Things are stabilizing.
Oh, I'm pausing, and we are immediately buying the Laguna Foundation to make Keely much more useful. No. I would normally make her much more useful. I am instead going to stack on Daisong. Actually, no. She is missing public campaign. This grants public campaign even though it is better to stack, I want her to have that mission so that she can directly help us out in the race to get Mexico before the Academy takes all of it.
We were unable to establish control.
And, that's XCOM, baby. Sometimes you have a success chance of 95% and fail. You can reload... Oh, eat a dick, Academy. Oh, no. Oh, that's bad. That's very bad. Well, this is why we're going to continue and push through. So, Israel. We could go kleptocratic. We're not. Israel is producing nothing but boost because we want it to become our boost device for getting into space. There are things you can do about the conflicts between Israel and Palestine for how you want to solve world problems. That's one of the nice things about this game. It lets you be a good guy or a bad guy, depending on how you want to make things change. I'm going to boost your persuasion. Okay. Now, here's the thing she went build. Can I crack down Mexico? Can I purge Mexico? Currently, no. Well, that's unfortunate. That's very unfortunate. What's our chance of raising... Okay, we are going to have to do hard US strats here, which means we have to public campaign harder than I really want to and spend more money than I want to, while we grab other useful things that are nearby.
At your service.
Not ideal. Like, the fact that the Academy did 3 points in Mexico immediately is really bad for us. But, you persevere and you go through.
Is to understand what the aliens want with us and determine how to satisfy them without losing our independence.
I have such complicated feelings on the Protectorate. And this is mostly because in real life they would be the reasonable option. Their thought is, you know, the enemy is an FTL capable of species that has orbital dominance on us, which means we will not win this war. What we need to do is get a good negotiated surrender arrangement. Turns out this is a video game where you can win the war, which makes the Protectorate like the infuriating bad guys in a way that I think is very unfortunate. And I really hope that this gets fixed at some point.
Violence is abating.
We've moved the needle.
But yeah, there's a lot of things in meta strats that call for reloading a lot of the time, like the Kazakhstan coup or what just happened in Mexico. I'm not going to do that because I think it's lame. Anyway, advisory team. This gives us a passive bonus to IPs. We could economy for 10%, spaceflight and boost for 5%. This is never worth grabbing. Military and build army by 5% each, not worth grabbing, or welfare and knowledge. Because we're going for the US, we are taking welfare and knowledge. And the Caribbean states, this is one where what we're going to do is rather than do spoils, Canada's our spoils factory right now, we are going to be running Unity and funding. This is because we eventually are going to actually make use of those, and we want them to have a nice amount of funding. Alright.
Teaches that in the creation of heaven and earth, a wise people may find the signs of Allah. Let us heed those words and join together as we take our search into the stars. Director Khalid Al-Ashkar, from his khutbah at the first conclave of Muslim astrophysicists.
Yep. So, humanity first one and picked orbital shipbuilding. Right now, we still don't care enough. We want to rush We Are Not Alone still. Like, honestly, I say you want to rush this 100% at the beginning of every game. And we probably can go look at something. Has the council pool refreshed? We have gained one new person. He's inflexible. Never mind. None of this matters.
Standing by for orders.
Alright, let's grab more of the Caribbean states.
Bringing them to our side.
What are our chances on the US? Better. Not good enough. More public campaigning.
Making our case.
Acknowledged.
Standing by.
And she's going to have a job once we're in the US of running Stabilize on the US. For now, though, Kazakhstan, we have 162 days until I can make it turn into a super boost generator.
We were unable to increase security.
Whatever.
Opinion is moving in our direction.
Public sentiment is
Alright,
increasingly
now we're at the point where we might be able to start gaining some US control
Got our
points.
people in place.
Again, no one's going to fight me for the Caribbean states right now. While we are... Ooh, org marketplace has updated. What do... Oh, game, why are you giving me so many nice things at the start of the game? This is another fantastic org to get early on. Because it is a continuation of our stack persuasion, be cheap, and give you... Look at this. Look at this. This is so good. And I'm going to buy one of these. So, cogs. What cogs do is they give you additional projects. So the first one gives you a second project slot. We're not using that right now, but we will be soon. And when you have them in spaces here, but also, after this, every one of them is a 5% bonus up until 100% speed on projects.
Standing by.
We are going to be getting as many of those as we can. Alright, US. 44% don't like those odds. Let's do one more round of public campaigning. We're getting into the US late, and I'm mad, but...
Ready for orders.
Sometimes you get into the US late, and you're mad.
We'll restore peace to this nation.
Your
All right.
orders.
Now we're going to grab our second point in Israel. I should have done that earlier, but I wanted to fight the Academy because I was annoyed.
The dreamer in me wants to believe it would bring a
All right.
golden age of advancement and prosperity for all mankind. But I'm a realist. I know better. Any race advanced enough to find us would be advanced enough to end us, likely without even regarding us. Commander Fiona Ayawade, NATO Symposium on First Contact.
Yeah. Alright, so going into research. Now there are many choices for what we can do. The correct choice is pretty much always a rival domestic politics. This is because it gives you institutional outreach, which is a very important tech. You can also look through, and here's where you see there's a 100% chance of getting this. Strategic lobbying is a 51% chance, and more ones further down are lower chances. This is where innovative comes in. Innovative puts that at a 61%. Beyond that, how it works is the percent that you actually invest in the global tech gives you an increased percentage. So 50%. If I was responsible for 1,000 of the 2,000 required, I would have a guaranteed unlock at some point. There's a roll every month. It can take you years for something to appear, but it will appear. The other thing, as we're going to see now, you see I have 266 science. If I start investing in alien signatures, that goes up to 279. Now, the days change, but the more you're doing, the more science in total you're producing, which is why it is usually a good idea to do something like this if you're not trying to specifically rush something, because it pushes all techs forward while maximizing the amount of science overall that you're producing, because everything is important. And there's the important one, clandestine cells. We are immediately changing to researching that, maxing that out, and we are doing nothing besides that. That is our fifth counselor. That is the most important project we could possibly be doing right now.
Things are cooling off.
Actually, because I have a spy, we're going to do that for a bit just to get through
Public opinion
alien
is moving in
signatures.
our direction.
These are unfortunately the decisions you need to make in this game constantly is, but how much is this actually going to be worth? So Israel, 100% to boost. This is because it has a space program at the start of game. Yeah, 100% to boost. It has a space program, and rarely will the AI contest you for it, which means that it can get you a lot of boost with relatively little consequence. This gives us mission control and mission control income. That is not worth it right now. God damn it. The IMF is the best admin org in the game. It also tends to show up here where I do not have 250 influence. It will take me 5 months to get 250 influence, and it will have cycled out of my marketplace by the time that happens. I'm also going to hide my armies because I don't care about them. Alright.
Reporting in.
What's our US chance? I'm taking those odds.
Establishing control.
She is not also taking those odds. She is going to improve those odds with more public
We must persuade the
campaigns.
people.
Ready to go.
Yeah. Let us continue fixing Kazakhstan
We'll
for
make
now.
things safe.
Omar is now going to run around grabbing tiny states that are valuable. So, one thing that's interesting is there's a minimum amount of research that a nation can produce. Like over here, this is giving you 21 research for less than 1 control point. We're just gonna grab that. But this is also the point where I'm going to change my default priority template. This is bad. Like, the default of this is bad. It does too many things. I'm going to start here. What I'm going to do is what I'm going to call my default. I do not care about this, but I want it to produce anything for me priority template. So, like, this is my default meh template for, I'm going to set everything in, like, a small state that I randomly take to this, and it'll stay stable and slowly produce things for me. And I don't have to care to manage it. We had 1 IP per month. It's going to take forever for it to do anything. But it won't get worse. Like, honestly, it doesn't really matter. I'm holding on to the Polynesian states for their science, not anything else. Alright, we have alien signatures. I'm clicking through this very fast because I don't want to spoil anyone particularly watching. And now we're going 100% in on clandestine cells.
Our presence is growing.
Well,
We've gained
a first US point. Okay, so, the US. The problem with the US is that it's unstable. It's unstable because the inequality is too high, it's too polarized, there's too much stuff going on. Now, at the current moment, what we want is to take the US, so we're going all in on unity to improve our public opinion. This is going to change as soon as I have more points in it, and higher public opinion. Also, we have an army. The US Army, which are very good armies. They're, in fact, the best armies at the start of the game. But the US has too many of them. Let's see, what else do we want to take? Let's take the Micronesian states. They're stable-ish.
bringing them to our side.
Yeah, they're stable-ish. I might take New Zealand eventually also, or Iceland someone else took. Iceland's also very good. Alright, US point number 2. And this is the reason why we're not affording the IMF or that other thing that I wanted, because we were spending all of our influence on taking the United States.
Orders.
And checking to see if anyone can level up. She can level up. Boom. Let's see here. Is it yeah, now we're going to start stabilizing the US. And this is the reason why she's still very useful, even though she wasn't a super ideal for, like, second pick.
Things are stabilizing.
We're winning their hearts and minds.
Our presence is growing.
Alright, we're getting some more science in.
Unable to establish
And,
control.
yeah, and that's the problem. We crit failed. What you gonna do? Like, really, ideally you have the entire US by January, like, sometime in December. In practice, it's just rough. Okay. I'm just going to quickly look through these guys to see if I want to replace anyone. So I would... Maybe. Like, he's a little old. Solid maybe. No. Megastar is, outside of the beginning of the game, one of the worst traits. It means you can't hide from someone when they find you. Kingpin, he's a criminal, which is nice. Criminal orgs are also incredibly good. Honestly, better than they probably should be. He's a maybe. Innovative physicist technocrat. You will immediately be hired if I have the capability. These are 3 fantastic traits, and I don't care about any... And she's less than 60, I don't care about any other traits. Meh. Social scientist is also very good, but so... This is my pick for our next counselor. This is because she has 3 traits that are all very good, and I want to keep in the long term. And everything else is fixable. Like, honestly, she's a scientist. She's going to be running Advise all the time anyway.
Reporting in.
What's next on the cheap, easy state gamut? Melanesian states. They cost 2. Where are we going? Going down to 6.2 and up to 3.7. Actually, let's pick up Singapore and start working on Singapore. Oh, wait, no. Yeah, you are going to try picking up Singapore. I'm not giving you any boosts to this because all of our influence is going towards the US. This route... This is the problem. We want another counselor. We also need more points. So we're putting 8 into here. We are continuing to public
Ready for
campaign.
orders.
Ready.
And you are investigating alien activity.
We've moved the needle.
And the further, like, the more support you have, the less you get for every additional public campaign, which is...
Still lack support.
Okay, second point in the US. We are continuing bumping up unity. Oh, yeah. If you click on one of these, you immediately apply that to all of them, which is fantastic. Alright, new orgs have shown up. Let's go see if we want any of those. Alright, so now you can look at government orgs and why they're so good. 2-star org that gives you 7 attribute points, including 4 admin. This is great. It costs you 30 money, and you need to have someone from Russia in order to buy it. This would give us an ops income. We have enough money that I'm going to buy this because it will give us an ops income and is a 2-star org that gives you 4 attribute points that she wants both of. And this is the reason why I raised her admin, was so that I can do this. The Templin Institute is also... Oh, it downrolled this game. Probably not worth this game. It often gives you 4 investigation rather than 3, but there's some a little bit of RNG to each game, and I don't think it's worth it for me to spend that money right now for 3. Alright.
Where to?
Now, right now we need to make sure we have enough influence to hire another counselor, which is why I'm slightly low spending on the
Ready
US.
for my mission.
A good counselor is worth their weight in gold, and if we are slightly delayed from the US, it sucks, but we're not really rushing anything super hard this game.
Ready
Like,
for my
this is a we're playing normally game, not a I'm trying to go to Jupiter in 2024 game. Which is a thing you can do. It's very fun, if you can pull it off. We want that eventually.
The people will come to our side.
We also want... Well, all the labs you want to get eventually, but it's very much an eventually thing.
We failed to take control. We still lack
Yep.
support.
Yep. Sometimes RNG says fuck you, and there's nothing you can really do about it. And now this is another one of those times. All you can do is keep on keeping on, or reload the save and try and, like, save scum it.
Taking control.
Again, for the purpose of this guide, I am not going to save scum anything. I think that that is the better way to try and build a guide. Okay. 1/4 of that is a little less than 15. This would drop me down to 19. I should be save spending this much to try and gain a point in the US to still be able to recruit afterward.
Where do you need me?
US is now less than 2 unrest, so I'm going to go back to fixing Kazakhstan.
You'll turn down the
2 is roughly the point where you start losing points to other things. And here's where you can see, I've caused a lot of damage to Canada with all these spoils. I'm not going to stop. Not right now, anyway. Like, it will get fixed later. Alright. We have clandestine cells. We can now research more things. You want to get all these labs out in space eventually, so I'm going to set these 2 to be my 2 projects. And I'm going to win a rival domestic politics because I can, and invest in other techs because it's important to drive tech forward. There are some techs I will not do that to, because the AI sometimes makes very bad choices, or I want that tech to be later. Alright. Singapore. Singapore is great because it's at the equator. This means that you run a found space program and build a ton of boost there to eventually reclaim late game. It's very stable, it's very rich, it's at the equator, it gives you a lot of resources. It's a little expensive, and this is the reason why you don't grab it at the very beginning.
Supporters are in place.
Alright, 3 points in the US. So, we are now over our CP cap. This gives us a penalty to our influence per day, which is pretty bad, but this is why, like, I don't care about keeping Singapore, so what I'm going to do is come over here and abandon nation. It keeps what I told it to do, but I'm not paying for it. I'm also not gaining any income, but this is a nation that I want to... It has a purpose that I'm building towards, so I don't care that much that I'm not getting it right now. I'm going to go hire the scientist I wanted, because she's going to be great, before the turn flips over.
Mum's last years were a blur of doctors and treatments. By that point, every movement was painful. The one thing she loved was her aquatic therapy. Whenever I was home on leave, I'd take her to the pool for hours.
Also, sorry about my mic.
Weightless,
I hate
silent,
headphones.
Free.
I thought that...
Commander Fiona Ayawade, during a psychological evaluation.
Oh, I had my volume up very slightly too loud for the AI in control of my sound system to do things. Anyway, you can see right now we're almost at 900 science. This is why I said that 15 science per turn is an irrelevant amount of science for you to want to get. Alright. We've hit January. We're in control of half of the US. This is behind where you want to be, especially if you're willing to save scum, but this is a perfectly reasonable point to be in the game. Now, looking at our new counselor, Terra, the thing that we will actually want to do first is get her senior physicist boost. This will require saving up to 40 XP, which is what we're, well, no, that's not the first thing we're going to do. Energy research is more important later than we currently are. What we want to do is get her to do useful things right now. Which means... Probably means, like, any persuasion's not going to help. 2 persuasion won't get us a country. Which means we're going to boost her admin and we're going to, like, throw orgs on her.
Acknowledged.
Alright, let's go. Let's see if you can get that second Singapore point.
Be running this place in no time.
Hey, like, right now we are just throwing resources at, we will get the US eventually, and when we get it, it will be fantastic.
Restoring order.
Reporting in.
And now I'm just going to go look, what can she grab? What can she grab that is even remotely useful? Kyrgyzstan. That she has any chance of getting it, and it's a small nation that is stable. Ish. It'll give us research. I'm going to abandon it as soon as I can.
Order is returning.
Public sentiment is increasingly with us.
This is an important tech to eventually get, but we are not researching it for a while.
We were unable to establish control.
Wasn't expecting to win this turn.
Lack support.
Our supporters are in place.
Well, we got Kyrgyzstan. Kyrgyzstan? No new orgs. I should go check to see, is there anyone new that I might actually want to replace one of my guys with? You are a solid maybe, sir. Okay, actually, let's go through this. No. We've already seen you. No. Yes, this is a fantastic recruit. This is because she is a spy with Striver. Striver is a great trait. It makes everything so cheap that you can sort of make the person do almost whatever you want. Similarly, quick learner, computer scientist, innovative, fantastic combo. I want to get these two. I need influence in order to get them. I need influence in order to get the US, so I'm probably not going to be able to, but we'll see.
Ready.
One thing you can do is start trying to run
I'll make sure they're on.
Inspire on someone who I want to keep. We're getting enough per month at 71%. Continue boosting this.
What's the op?
Yeah, right now we are sort of in a holding pattern until we get the US, and then I'm going to start being able to do some more interesting things. Screw it, let's get Palestine and fold it into Israel peacefully.
They are here to cleanse our
the servants.
world. The aliens are our saviors, and all who oppose them are enemies of the future.
So the servants are our main enemy as the resistance for a lot of the game. Our true enemy is the aliens, but their influence is nebulous, limited, and you only really get it in space. The servants are going to be fucking things up on Earth, and we want to interfere with them whenever possible.
Don't think I changed their mind.
Things are cooling off.
And also, as you would see, they've managed to take Mexico from the Academy, because they're terrible. They probably did this through spoilers.
Is moving in our direction.
With each passing
All right.
day, humanity shatters the boundaries of the possible. It is our certain destiny to move mountains at the touch of a button. We need only the will to do so. And your generous investment, of course. Chairman Soren van Wyk, opening remarks during Western Armory's annual earnings call.
Alright, so by spoilers, this is where I'm going to say again, like, I'm going to spoil some early game stuff here. Looking at this, with the Academy having had 3 points here and a ton of support, it is now in the control of the servants. I have not yet researched the technology that allows me to know why this happened, but it's because of the aliens. The aliens will help out the servants through nebulous ways in their attempt of conquest, and one of the main ways they do this is flipping points in a nation over to the servants or the protectorate. The protectorate eventually, the servants basically immediately. And this tells me that there's an alien running around in either Central America or the US right now, and I don't know where it is. Would I like to fix that? Absolutely. Can I fix that currently? No. So let's look at Palestine for a second for something bad. So Palestine is poor, only moderately unequal, and has some problems. It's mildly authoritarian. It has a massive amount of unrest. Not getting into geopolitics, man, it sucks to live there. One of the things you can do, though, in this game to be nice, is you could have a peaceful resolution to the conflict. This will require us having executive control of both Israel and Palestine, and I might lose that because I'm not going to exert a ton of effort into keeping control of Palestine. But if I get the chance to merge them peacefully, I'm going to take it.
We're taking over.
Alright, we get another point in the US. So, now, we have a lot of public support. What I'm going to do is swap the US over to a bunch of unity and a lot of welfare. This is because the US's main problem is its inequality is way too high. I think also I might... Yeah, could I have done this before? No, not yet. Its inequality is way too high. So we're going to be running welfare for a while to fix the inequality problem. Alright, some new orgs are available for acquisition. Right, so we are massively over our CP cap. That massively hurts our influence income. Let's go look at things that we can control and we control and can get rid of. So right now we have we have to get rid of things that are nice but not necessarily, and unfortunately for us and the plan of maybe being better, that's going to be Israel right now. So we're going to drop Israel and get a bunch of that influence income back. Remember I said Kyrgyzstan might be useful? Not useful enough. We are also dropping you to get some of that influence income back. The most painful point in this process is going to be the point where we need to drop Canada. Because,
What's the op?
if you look at our boost in the US, control points in neighbors gives us 2.6 persuasion for gaining things in the US. When we lose Canada, like we are at a point where losing Canada can be survived, but we still really don't want to do it. And losing Canada is going to be coming very quickly. Like after this point, I need to drop Canada because there's no other way I'm going to be able to control things. Yep.
We'll restore peace to this
Continue
nation.
doing that.
Standing by for
I could contact someone. And this might be... It's the servants, never mind. So, one of the things is, you can make a degree of peace with some other factions over the course of the game. It is very limited. Alright. Let's just see this. We're doing good. If we get this point in the US right now, we're going to drop Canada, and we're going to be very sad. We grab labs, we don't grab other things. I will go over tech in a bit. Whatever.
We're winning their hearts and minds.
I probably could have double tried to control this turn, but I didn't want. Alright. Panama. Panama is also on the equator and has a reasonable economy. It is going to found a space program, and we're going to abandon it because we don't want to own it until it has its space program. Alright. We have 5 points in the US. Goodbye, Canada. However, Canada, I would like you to found your space program and start fixing all these things, these mean things I did to your people and everything else. We're not going to get Canada back for a while, so I'm just going to leave it on this, and it will slowly build up without us.
We're taking over.
Second point in Panama, also getting abandoned. And this is where, like, your CP cap at the start of the game controls so very much. Now, one thing I'm going to do, I could spend all this on the US. I'm going to spend all this on the US because the 2 people I wanted to recruit are too expensive. Great. Going in, we want our final US control point. When we have that, we can finally rest, and I will go over the basis of how you fix the US. Because it needs some fixing. Your boy's not doing great.
Where to?
We are going to... Oh, wait, actually, no. You can run public campaign in Canada, because now that's been abandoned, it's very vulnerable to purges. If, with sufficient public campaigning, we can, stay in charge of it for longer, so that we can, like, have it live and do things. Sure, try and take New Zealand so we can buff it up. And... yeah, try and take New Zealand so we can make New Zealand better. Space dock we eventually want. That we eventually want.
The needle.
Great. Excellent. Let's keep going. You see, we are already losing points in Canada because we abandoned it. That is the big rest. Alright, we have the US. We have the US, we are running this. We are dropping our Unity investment down to 8%, which is what I find is the amount you need to stabilize. We care about... and we're going to run 1 point... no, we're not going to run any spoils. We still have Kazakhstan for that. Now is the tricky point, though. We need to divest ourselves of places. Caribbean states we actually want to keep... actually, we don't need them. They're only worth 6. So yeah, we're 23 over cap, which is bad. I might need to abandon Kazakhstan. Yeah, looking at this, the only thing that will get us even remotely closer to our cap is abandoning Kazakhstan, which unfortunately, well... we have enough public support that we might be able to get it back later. So we're going to abandon you. We're going to swap it over to 100% mission control. So that it eventually builds up its mission control.
We failed to take control.
Whatever. So you can impose sanctions on places to hurt your enemies. I do not care enough. Because I might eventually rule them, and so I would like them to be better. Oh, for the US, one thing that I forgot to do. We have a division sitting in South Korea. Go home. We no longer care. We care more about that investment points being back home. And this is the thing, you want to get the US before the new normal happens. Our turns are now all going to be slower because it is the new normal. Let's see. Oh, my 2 recruits who I want are still here. I'm going to be able to get one of them at the end of this month. I'm going to buy this because it's good. That is too expensive given that I want to recruit people. Am I keeping you long term? Probably not. Let's just boost that. You are being kept long term and you have assassinate. You have enough admin, you are government, so we are just going... actually... she's also a spy. Okay, she has more... right now I have more espionage, so you are going to be my espionage person. And this is where, at this stage, what you want to do is not necessarily get more things, it is to take what you have, build yourself a good council, and start going through the rest of the game. And this is the reason why what we're going to focus on is how to fix the US. If I wasn't going to recruit, I would be spending my influence on the advise action. This gives your admin, gives you a boost to IPs, and your science gives you a boost to research. Right now, we cannot really afford to do that, though.
I'll speak with them.
So you're going to do that. He is going to throw a public campaign in Canada. She's going to throw a public campaign in Kazakhstan to try and, like, maybe keep a hold of it. She is going to investigate this unknown counselor. This is how we contact other factions, and I wish we could have done this earlier, but it is what it is. If you're doing the US, you want to get in here so quickly that your start of game influence income is basically dominated by getting into the US, not doing fun things like messing with other people. I would have wanted to get a bunch of important intel from other factions and make...
Frankly, I'm surprised it took this long. Just get the recovery crew in there to salvage the gear ASAP. Worry about the bodies later. The delays are costing us. Chairman Soren van Beek, Internal Memo.
So you see why I say the initiative are the bad guys. But now is also the point where we have the US. That means we can do this and take control of global research. And you really want to do that because you as the player are going to make better choices than the AI will. They will fight you for it. But we are now in charge of global research, and that is the big strength of the US opening, is you get a good amount of boost, and you're in charge of global research.
The people will come to our side.
So what I'm going to do is get us to the point where I can start doing things that stabilize the US very quickly, which will take 168 days. And then call it good on this video. We're just going to go through the game and respond to things as they come. Alright. General strike. Trade unions in the Polynesian states have called for a strike. We can lower their democracy or lower their GDP. Are they currently democratic? Oh. Well, I maxed out their funding. We only want them for their research, so we're gonna do this. So now that we maxed that out, do this. I really don't care. It's one of the ones where if they had more IPs, I might care, but I really don't care. Alright. So, recruiting. We have... Oh, well, one of the two people who I wanted to recruit is now gone. This is unfortunately what happens if you wait. I'm going to make sure there's no one else I want more than this man, but this man is getting recruited. Yep, this man's getting recruited. Oh, fuck, he's Megastar. I missed that. So, the thing you can do with Megastars. The problem with Megastars is everyone is going to know who they are. Which means you need to get their security up really fast. But he's a quick learner. I probably wouldn't do this in a higher difficulty level, but we are going to do this right now, and like it's very likely I'd find someone to replace him eventually. But right now, you have Inspire, you just have Politician. You have Turn Counselor. So he's going to be going up our Persuasion tree. Unfortunately, as nice as he was... Commanding Furtive Lobbyist. He's giving us 11. He's also rich. She is older and from China. He's from South Korea. We have someone from China who's sticking around, though. Okay, so she's going to get dismissed because we have someone else from China and she has nothing that our existing counselors don't also have. I missed Megastar. Probably wouldn't do this in a long-term game, but the hilarious thing you can do with Megastar is he can get Streetwise, he can get Untouchable. You could do something very funny with him, which is set him up as an assassin bait. Like, get his security up really high so the enemy knows where he is, but they can't do anything to him, but they waste time trying to do things to him. And also right now, all right, so he has these missions. He's my persuasion man. Like, for the rest of the game, we are stacking persuasion on you. You are going to persuade the masses that we are correct. And no one else here is really worth recruiting. I wish I'd gotten the Striver Spy, but she left our recruit pool. And that's what it is. Alright, now that we've done this, though, we're going to start doing things like contacting people. Let's contact the Academy and go over that. We probably won't be able to do the nice thing with contact, but we'll do what we... Actually, wait. You are a persuasion man. You are going to spend our little bits of influence to inspire people to raise loyalty, and you are going to contact the Academy, because you have nothing better to do.
Standing by for
Our operative is going to continue trying to find other people to contact, because we want to try and get people more on our side. We're not likely to succeed, but we're going to try. And he can gain some XP by improving Canada and seeing if we can keep it.
I couldn't get through to them.
So, negotiations. We cannot get a non-aggression pact anymore because we are too powerful. One thing we would like to do is trade some orgs around if we can. Like, this is great. It gets you 2 points for 1 point. We want to have it. It's one of the ones to look for. It's probably going to cost us some things. Are there things that we are willing to pay? I'm willing to give you these 2. I'm willing to give you these 3. I'm willing to give you these 3. None of these orgs are particularly special, so I'm going to give them up for an org that is actually very good. And immediately equip. When you equip orgs without the start of turn, it takes a full round for their bonus to come to you, but hey, you still get the bonus.
You've got some intel on our target.
Alright, we have mass drivers. So the thing that, as the US, what we want to do now is we control tech, and that means we can push tech really fast. So what we're going to do is go outpost Habs, and then probably mission to Mars. Yeah, because we can push tech really fast, and that means that we are in command of the tech tree. We say what we're doing, that means we're getting into space very quickly. We're getting into space quickly, and because we're the US, we will have a dominant amount of presence in space, because look at how much boost we're getting per month already. Yep. Purge is coming for Singapore. Purge is going to start coming for Kazakhstan. If only we had some more things. Alright, first of the month, we might have new counselors to maybe recruit. Nope. We have new orgs to buy. Nope.
Standing by.
Alright, let's keep going here. So we're going to continue inspiring. You know what? You are likely permanent. Let's inspire you next. Continue public campaigning in Canada.
I'm here.
Investigate alien activity. Who have we met? Humanity first. Let's contact them. And public campaign Kazakhstan.
Their loyalty remains questionable.
We'll open a channel.
Yep.
Your heart is in the right place.
Oh, that would be great to buy. I don't think we can afford it with what we have right now. Because this is an admin org that grants Inspire. Will you take this for $1,000? How about 50 ops? Yep, nope, can't do it. Well, we'll see if we can later. We're going to give them $11 to improve their take on us. If we had contacted them before we got in the US, there was a chance we could get a non-aggression pact, which will stick throughout the game. Instead, what we have is the ability to be mean to everybody. Which, you know, there's value in that. Right now, we'll finish off Social Science Lab.
Public sentiment is increasingly with us.
Public sentiment is increasingly with us.
Diplomacy has its...
And after this, we want to get space mining. Oh, we can't get that yet. So we're going to do nuclear fission in space, because we're going to need this later. Or, oh no, advanced chemical rocketry for high-thrust probes, forgot. So this is vital for getting early things done, in particular Mars. High-thrust probes will save you a lot of time and effort. And now we have the ability to detect alien contact with humans. We will be getting to that soon. Also, in the meantime, let's go look at how the US is doing. Still really high inequality. Not great.
Standing by for orders.
Orgs have been updated. Public Campaign 1-1. Both of these are worth buying. I'm going to double check. Oh. Okay. Luck is on our side. I can tell this entirely based off a portrait that I see right now. So we're going to go through it. We've seen him. We've seen him. We've seen him. This man exists. This man exists. Sarah Connor Keller is one of the people who is a subscriber or a donator. Like, this is one of the pre-gen characters who is absurdly good. Activist, she has all the persuasion skills. Striver, she has a tremendous amount of XP efficiency. Chemist, she gives you a science trait. Ethical, not great, but honestly, she is fantastic if you see her, recruit her. Diplomat with quick learner would also be good to grab. Alright, so we're recruiting her. That's our next recruit. Easy peasy. Like, one of the things that I actually kind of want to do for the game is at some point do a patch that is, remove some of the pre-gens and absolutely busted stuff, because some of them are truly absurdly broken. Sean Diaz, I'm looking at you. If you know, you know.
We'll turn down the heat.
I'm here.
Nope, we're recruiting someone, so we're not spending on anything. This is the problem when you're still influence trapped, is your scientists, they exist and they try and do things and they fail them. Let's have you do something that you won't fail. Take over Honduras. Whatever. Oh, right. US. So, US's cohesion is going down. One thing that we can do to fix this is declare war, which I'm going to do... Actually, this turn is probably the turn to do it. This is because wars raise cohesion. And, like, I don't like doing this turn right now. But it's the right thing to do. Because that will get our research back up. As cohesion falls, cohesion you want to sit at 5. That is where you get peak research out of cohesion. As it falls, you lose your research. And the big thing for the US is, look at how much our research is. Our research is enormous.
The people will come to our side.
There are two types of people in this world. Those who think only of home, and those who think only of leaving home. Director Khalid Al-Ashgar, Archival Online Dating Profile.
Okay, that's hilarious. I didn't realize that. I haven't paid attention to that for a while. So, we know of that. We could grab Mission to the Moon or Mars. We can get high thrust probes in. I want to... Let me think. So, the big trifecta here is Mission to the Moon, Mission to Mars, Nuclear Fission in Space, and Space Mining and Refining. You really want this before these complete so you can get your mine fast. We don't have enough boost. Okay. We're going to go Mission to Mars next, and this is because it takes a long time for a probe to get to Mars. I'm going to lower my research allocation so that it takes a bit longer. Outpost core is great. We want outpost core.
Mission complete.
Alright, so, declaring war. We want to declare war on someone who does not matter, and the big thing is we're going to declare war on Cuba, because Cuba is a long-term rival. Declare war on Cuba. We do not want our friends to join us in this war. Declare war. Now you see this is up to 4.5, and we get a bonus of +1 per wars to its resting state. That's not high enough. But it helps. So we've declared war on Cuba. I could move my armies. I'm not going to.
Would finally make us...
Rival domestic politics is done. We also want a rival economics for arrival markets primarily. These are two of the most important researches to do early. I did not put them both up at the same time because I also want to get us into space soon-ish. At least for this demonstration of what to do. Alright. Who's getting fired? Who's our least useful person right now? Sarah's going to be amazing. It's probably our persuasion guy. She's going to be better than our persuasion guy in every way. He's from the US. We own the US, so that part doesn't matter. He gives Crackdown and Purge. So, actually, no. We're going to fire him first. And the reason for that is because we want to improve Sarah's opinion before... her loyalty before she's the only person with Inspire. So she has that. And the big thing that for this is when we look at her, she does not have very many good missions outside of everything you want in persuasion. She can get senior chemist eventually. The other thing is she can get government and criminal. She's ethical. Criminal's big thing is giving you bonuses to espionage, and assassinate in particular is the most important mission there. Well, rather, it's the most important mission you can get. Purge is nigh impossible to get as a mission. So we want her to go government and eventually gain crackdown, or command. I tend to use her as a persuasion and command counselor when I have her. Which means that this org needs to go. We need to start stacking admin, and this man has hostile takeover. So he's going to get this org right now. This will also give us more influence and more CP cap, so we're going to buy it. Now, our scientist can start saving up for senior physicist. Yeah, she's going to start saving up for senior physicist.
I'm here.
So, now we are going to go into the persuasion video. Omar is going to inspire Sarah.
Ready to go.
She is going to do something. Is it talk to someone? Fuck the protectorate. I mean, what?
Eyes on target.
And now, you might ask, hey, Graveless, why aren't you using defend interest on the United States? You remember how hard it was for me to get in here. Up until alien shenanigans start happening, it's really not important for me to do that. And our scientist is now going to be on advise the United States. Basically every turn, unless we need more influence from something. It costs us 20 per time, which means it costs us 40 per month. As I say that, I want to build a stockpile first because I have more counselors to replace. Continue failing to control Honduras.
Bring this nation to our side.
Standing by.
So, Humanity First has seen him. That means Humanity First will always know where this man is.
Where to?
And Sarah,
Acknowledge.
she needs to do things that will raise her skill level fast to make use of Striver, which is why she's going to sit here and
Persuade the people.
increase our support in Kazakhstan until I can manage to do it. Ooh. Right. The problem is, she's also young and has not great skills for controlling things, which means I might need to abandon something, given how high over cap I am. Good knowing you, Palestine. Good knowing you. Maybe we will help you out eventually. We need more CP cap for that. And this is the unfortunate thing that comes about from being a global conspiracy. Is like, no matter how good your intentions are, the practicality of we are in an alien invasion is going to dominate everything else. As for when we hit 100 days, it's probably going to be the end of this video. Oh, institutional outreach. 5 more orgs per month. This is one of the most important texts to research. This is not just because it gives you 5 more orgs per month. It is also because of the quality of the orgs you will get. Let's see here. I have won this, I can decrease that. I want to delay this slightly, I can decrease that.
Our presence is growing.
Great. I did not expect to get that. Honduras, yeah, run meh. Your job was to get her XP, not to actually be good. So this is because any mission with... You gain 1 XP per turn. Any mission with an important die roll associated with it gives you an additional XP. Somehow the IMF has come back to me. Well then. Alright. Let's see here. You are currently my guy stacking admin. I'm just going to double check to see if there's anyone else we want to replace you with. Astronomer is nice. He would be a maybe. No. No, and no. Okay. So we're going to stack admin on him. This is because we want to be able to run hostile takeover to get other orgs from other people. Let's look here. These are both worth buying. Which one do I like more? 10, 2, 4. I like this one more. And we are going to get another gear so that we can start doing more research on more things per turn. Not worth it. So institutional outreach, we also want to get alien methods done pretty quickly. Although we are likely going to change this soon. So, hostile takeover pops up this wonderful thing, and this is what we are here for. This lets us steal orgs directly from other people, and that's just it's so good. So remember that thing we sold to the Academy? Let's just try stealing it back. Let's just try stealing it back. This is also unfortunate to the point where we're not running spoils in the US yet. That would be a mistake. Maybe we put 1 point in spoils in the US because we need money. Our money income is very low now. And 1 point of spoils won't do more damage than we are fixing.
What's the up?
This is one of the downsides of trying to fix the US. There's a fair number of people who instead have the opinion that you should just let the US burn the US to the ground and kill it. Wait. Omar, not yet. You are instead going to inspire Sarah. Sorry, this is one where managing all this in the early game is somewhat tricky for trying to do it even remotely optimally. You don't need to do it optimally. You just need to do it enough.
In each of us.
We have advanced chemical rocketry. We are now going to go from that to start of space mining and refining, because I really want to get that in early.
I believe they'll stay loyal to the cause.
This is probably not the optimal strat, but it's the one I picked.
We've got some intel on our target.
I have new information.
We're winning their hearts and minds.
Oh, great. Canada has spaceflight, so we're now going to tell Canada to spend all their spare time building mission control. And eventually we're going to feed Canada into the US. Because for the US start, I like actually making use of the fact that people say that the US doesn't have any long-term potential. And they're not wrong to say that. Madagascar, you don't hurt our CP cap that much. Yeah, you're going to give us some money. And, while they're not wrong about that, I feel like they oversell the amount that the US does not... that, things suck long-term with the US. In a way that actually hurts a lot of new players. This is because the US... They will say, oh, the US has so much military, build military with it and you'll be fine. And I'm like, the US...
I'll make sure they're on our side.
It's better to not. Let's see here.
Tracking target.
And by that I mean, let's turn this war off before problems start coming about because of this war. This is because cohesion falls by 0.1 per month regardless of the delta between its true value and where you are.
Tracking target.
Standing by for orders.
And as a result, we're just gonna periodically declare more wars to keep the US vaguely around there. 2 or 3 more months, we declare another war, we're back up to cohesion 5.
I think we've had a breakthrough.
It's a cheap hack. It is absolutely a cheap hack.
Person of interest surveilled.
And you can declare enough wars to get your resting cohesion up high enough to 5. Oh, hey, look, COVID's happening. Provide funding for additional research. Spend 100 money to get 8 more influence per month and a huge amount of public support. All right, high thrust probes. This is an important project and one of the reasons you grab the US. That's completing 14th of June. We want high thrust probes done before this completes. Close enough. This is because that will get us that will get us information about Mars so much sooner than anything else. And information about Mars and will let us grab the premium bases on Mars before anyone else. I'll go over how I think about mining if we get to that. We are likely to get to the moon before we get to Mars, though. At least for the duration of this video, because it's very much based off openings, and I want to get you far enough into openings to know for sure. Alright. New guys, new guys, new guys. No new guys.
Ready to go.
Omar, continue inspiring Sarah.
I'll speak with
Oh, actually, let's see how far away Sarah is from where she needs to be.
Initiating surveillance.
We're going to investigate her, and that will show the true loyalty she actually has. You investigate alien activity. This is the great thing about scientists. They can always do that. Mr. Megastar. Yeah, Canada.
I will tell our
Again, he's someone who I'd be nervous about in a real game.
We'll make our appeal.
But, like, he has his purpose right now. That came back. Maybe we buy that. Maybe we buy that. When I'm looking at orgs... Oh, so, interplanetary chemical rockets. This is a very important tech. It is not as important as either of these two. But you really want to get it before you actually send a HAB to a base. Alright. Sarah's at 20 loyalty. It caps out at 25. Which means that we're only a few runs of inspiring her away from her being at cap, and that means that we can safely fire Omar. Space tugs, it's nice. If you can get it, it's great. It is not a mandatory one. The US is getting... Like, this is the problem for the US. You see, we're going down to Cohesion 1 still. That's bad. The US needs so much stuff, but 58 days and things will be great again. We will have so many nice things. Because that's when we can start making serious changes to the US, because that's the point where we will have executive control. Executive control comes a lot of power.
I'll make sure they're on our side.
And I'm just sort of doing things with my counselors right now. Nope, we're saving up for a thing, so... Uruguay.
Taking control.
Uruguay.
Reporting in. I will try to sway the public.
Actually,
Where to?
what you can do... I forgot to take the other point in Singapore. You have 6, you have 7.
Reporting in.
Sarah takes Singapore.
Establishing control.
Yeah. There's a lot of ship components. There are particular ones that people like more or less in the end of the game. Okay, that's a bad enough public support that I'm going to increase this.
For one tribe of humanity to look upon a second tribe as the other. Think of what will happen once hundreds of millions of kilometers lie between us. Chancellor Li Qingzhao, Distributed Humanity.
Alright, so, Exodus did that earlier than I would like, and picked a tech I actually do want. I am just going to temporarily do this so we can make sure that high-thrust probes happens at the right time, and I will show you why. Nuclear fission in space is a very important tech, though. Great. More alien shit is happening for me to research.
We've got some intel on our target.
Alright, we have high-thrust probes. We are going back to alien methods and reclaiming control over the global tech tree. Let's see here. Public campaign. Sarah, you already have that. Where is my persuasion man? There he is. A great org. Fantastic org. This will pay itself back in 4 months. We don't have enough money for me to be willing to buy it off the start right now. Let's see here. We have enough innovative. Striver Officer is an interesting one. Oh, he's 56. That's a little old, so my opinion is you should be in the game somewhere in the 2040s. That means that your game is probably going to last 20 years. People have escalating rolls start dying at around 70, so 56 is too old for someone I would recruit this early in the game. Like, all these counselors, I'm not worried about them risking death over that. Alright, high-thrust probes. So, let's go to space. In order to figure out what's up with the space body, you need to go out and probe it. This costs me 5.5 boost, which is annoying, but probe away. On October 2023, we will know what's up with Mars. And we want to have some amount of boost and outpost tabs done for that. Which we will. Like, we're going to do outpost tabs next after alien methods.
We still lack support.
We
Rude.
were unable to establish control.
Whatever. like I said, at this point, we're just chilling. Like, we don't have enough CP cap to really do fun things, and the AI's gotten better at being mean to you if you go over your CP cap, so I'm just letting it go. Let's buy this. It's cheap. It's useful. Yeah. Omar hits Sarah with Inspire one more time.
Standing by.
Investigate someone randomly. Like, this investigate would be more useful if we had managed to get a non-aggression pact with someone or intelligence sharing. But, is what it is. And here's the other thing. Right now we're at peace with people, so I don't care about the fact that, like, I have a megastar who everyone knows, who is eventually going to know, like, where he is and what he does.
I believe they'll stay loyal to the cause.
Alright. 2 more months and then we have to declare another war with the US. 1 more month and then we can start doing things.
We've moved the needle.
Awesome. Institutional outreach and alien methods are both ours. So alien methods is our next plot one. We need that eventually. We're going to do outpost core. We need that before October. And are we going to be able to get space tugs before that? No, interplay character rockets is more important. So yeah, that's enough time. And that will bump up these 3 with more research.
Wrapping up here.
Now, there's a lot you can do in the tech tree. The thing I'm focused on right now is getting our space economy started. Not, like, finished, but or in a fantastic space, but getting it started at all. Revise and stabilize. That might be useful to buy. And this is where missions matter, because if you look at Sarah right now, she has coup and increase on rest, but not stabilize. We eventually want that to get that for her, but only after her command goes up as well. Singapore, no. I actually grab that other point in Singapore with him to stop it from investing in bad things. I should have done this many turns ago, but again, it doesn't really matter that much at this stage.
Restoring order.
Fix up Kazakhstan.
Establishing control.
You know, actually, let's not do that. Let's do the DR, because the DR might actually be useful to us in a way Uruguay is really not.
Standing by for orders.
And the Caribbean states, yeah, those are coming along nicely. Those I have plans for. Oh, do I have plans. And yeah, it's just do missions that have chances of failure, so okay. Servants are now pissed at us. That could be a problem. It's unlikely to be a problem this early. Felipe is the only one who it might really be a problem for, which is why you generally try and avoid recruiting megastars. Okay, yeah, people are starting to get pissed at us. This is the AI hates the current leader, is the big thing. So because we're the current leader, they absolutely despise us. We're going to go mission to the moon next, so that we can see what the moon is.
We've got our people in place.
Got Singapore. We are going to re-abandon Singapore. Like, you can definitely run more overcap than I am, but I like having a good amount of influence sitting there. Basically just building us up. Let's see here. Yeah, the DR is pretty stable, and it's a flawed democracy, but it's democracy. It's going up to 5.7. Yeah, the DR we can just hold and ignore is the big thing. Oh. Well, we are going to continue to get incredibly lucky on orcs. So, this is the reason why you do arrival economics. This right here. You see our 2.3 boost income per month? Now it's 4. Now it's 4. I'm also going to be buying this. To be clear, I'm buying this and this is going on Sarah and never leaving her because it gives her stabilize. Well, I'm not going to say never. This is also one that I eventually want to get for Sarah. This is because it gives the mission Crackdown. There are very few orgs that do that, and they are mostly government orgs that cost you a fair bit to actually hold. This is also really good eventually. And like, for instance, Keeley already has Crackdown, so this would not be that great for her. Right. You're getting Streetwise. That's my phone ringing. We will be over that soon. Omar, let's see here. Keeley is definitely also sticking around long term, so start on her loyalty. She will continue to help with Kazakhstan.
Restore peace to this nation.
Ready.
Nope, we still... It is still not worth... Oh, it's 10. Sorry, I must get... It's plus 10% science. Yeah, that's probably worth it. Oh, right. It's declare wartime.
Acknowledged.
Let's declare war.
I will tell our story.
This is one of the tricky ones, is people are pissed if you declare war on their nations for, what I'm going to say are, like, legitimate reasons. Yeah, we can get this in time for Mars. Now, right now, the US is stable-ish. We are going to do something... We're going to swap it over to boost briefly.
I think we've had a breakthrough.
Because, like, I wanted to get more CP cap so we could retake Israel, which now has a pretty substantial amount of boost to its name. But we're going to be in a rush for moon bases and Mars bases pretty soon. We did not get super lucky with orgs. But it is what it is.
Mission complete.
Declare war, let's avoid war with Iran. Let's declare war on Sudan. Hey, and, hey, we're back up to 5.2. The US loves war. Joking, not joking, not joking. Alright, buying this, it goes on you, and it stays on you forever. And you'll notice our CP cap keeps increasing every time I do things like that, too. Which is... Oh boy. Okay, let's look. So, we're going to do something so... because we need boost right now, actually, and this came at the perfect time. We're going to abandon this, we're going to abandon this. We are going to abandon this. We have Kazakhstan back. Somehow I didn't lose it. I'm going to basically be abandoning functionally everything. DR. Let's go abandon the DR. We're going to abandon the DR. Are we going to abandon the Caribbean states? Probably. Let's go see what I can buy and level up first. Grants advise. Here's one of the big challenges. Command is the hardest thing to raise through orcs. So for a variety of reasons, mostly that they're rarer. I'm still going to start raising her command. You cannot raise anything else. You could get 1 point in something. Let's be spicy. I'm going to buy this and see if we can hold at 19 above. Now, we're going to do something here that normally we would not have to worry about because, or in meta strats we would not have to worry about because it would already have been done, which is cooing Kazakhstan out of the Eurasian Union.
Ready to go.
We are instead going to do this the peaceful way and just leave the Federation. First, though, I'm going to manage relations and ally it with the United States because the US has a nuclear umbrella, and eventually in the game you're going to need to do this because Russia will try and declare war on Kazakhstan if it leaves. And it will win that war. Instead, right now, though, we have it allied with the US, so that Russia goes, if I declare war on Kazakhstan, I'm going to be fighting the US. Maybe I don't want to be doing that. That sounds ill-advised.
Ready for orders.
Ready.
Acknowledged.
But this is going to give us a huge boost income, which we're going to need relatively quickly. Yeah, let's keep Canada. But we are pretty far over our CP limit right now, and it's hurting. Can I keep that? Let's keep that.
I believe they'll stay
All
loyal
right.
to the cause.
Oh, and this is the problem with being at war is periodically you commit atrocities, and that lowers... Early ones don't matter as much. Eventually, that's going to massively lower the amount of public support we have across things. So, now we're at the point where we can actually start thinking about what path we want to go on with our research. We have a lot of the bases for what's needed. We eventually want industrialization of space and photonic computing and such. Like, everything we eventually want. It's a question of what. And my answer to this is we're going to get started on the longer parts of what you need for getting your drives. This means we're going to start with carbon manipulation to go into carbon nanotubes and molten core fission systems.
We've got some intel on our target.
Trillions of dollars.
And mission to the moon comes. We're going to start with missile warfare doctrine because it will get us our minimum viable be in space and fight. Oh, also, mission to the moon just researched. I should probe the moon. Probing the moon. Insert probing Uranus joke here. We actually want those to finish slightly faster. Yeah. Alright, so we want those both to be done before... And that's the problem here. I should have defend interest. Either way. Leave Federation. Our boost income goes up a lot. It goes up by less than it might, because we actually got hit by Crackdown. Oh well. It is what it is. This is the problem with being over your CP cap, is it makes you very vulnerable to Crackdown and everything like that. Alright, Outpost Core is done. From Outpost Core, we are going to go into... Let's finish our labs off.
Ready for orders.
Let's see. Anything new on shiny that we want? Well, you're getting another persuasion boost because that will increase our CP cap, and also it's your job. Is there anyone in here really worth buying? Signs point to no currently. Levi's another decent start. He's a social scientist in a class that does not normally get that. The thing is, we don't... I believe we already have a social scientist. Or was I wrong? We have a computer scientist and a chemist. So I might... if it weren't for the fact that it would hurt my CP cap at a time when I cannot afford to hurt my CP cap, I would probably fire Omar to pick up Levi. The problem is, Levi is starting off with functionally 8 CP cap that he is holding. Omar, at this stage, has 9 from Persuasion, 2 from Command, so 11, and 6 from his admin. So he is worth 17 CP cap. And right now, that matters more.
I'll ensure their loyalty.
With certain techs, it will not matter more, but... So here's the thing. I think I'm going to defend interest to the other half of that. I'm going to have to defend interest...
I'm here.
Is only Omar? Yeah, only Omar can right now. I'm going to defend interest that so that they can't take the other one from me, even though it sucks to lose my boost right now.
Standing by.
Oh, we have executive control of the US. Fan-fucking-tastic. Time to spend a lot of our time to do a lot of national policy setting. So, this is the big thing for helping fix the US. And this will be the big turn of it. Nuclear fusion in space. Nuclear fusion in space goes to solid core fission systems. This is because we are eventually going to need these for all of our space warfare that we are definitely doing.
Making things safe for our people.
Offering support.
Actually, this does not matter for mission to the moon. Does matter is... No, we already got it. We have not yet gotten the ability to build a mine, which is unhappy, but... oh well. There's a lot of RNG aspects of the game that you can only do so much to mitigate. And we don't actually need the US to build boost now. We're at 5.7. US, you are going back to welfare. Actually, a little bit of mission control.
Policy direction complete.
So, here's the first thing we're going to do. If we look at this cohesion, you see that there is a penalty for geographic population distribution of 2.9. Let's fix this. And also our inequality is 3.8. We are going to give things back to the Caribbean states. That instantly got us down to 3.67. And 2.9 is the same, but that immediately got us a bunch of inequality fixed. If we go look at the Caribbean states, it gained a huge amount of inequality, enough that it's now dealing with unrest problems, but also a lot of money. This is because it turns out, yeah, having an area that is primarily there to be touristy and have some problems like that creates some inequality. And also, we are going to disband some of these armies. This 1st Infantry Division that has a navy and is in the middle of the land, gone. That immediately gets us an extra 1.5 investment points per month. Which allows us to fix the US a lot faster. People say, oh, you're disbanding the armies. Those cost 160 to rebuild. To which I say, I honestly don't... most of my games never need to use the US military to actually conquer places. It's good at conquering places, but until the very late game, I don't need it for that. And it's just consuming resources that I would rather have somewhere else. Alright, and now that that's done, I might disband another army. Yeah, I think I'm going to disband one more army. You don't want it to be... Well, actually, no. Naval freedom matters. Naval freedom actually matters. And that's the problem, is the naval freedom thing is based off the military strength you have times navies.
Where do you need me?
And therefore, it is really nice to be able to keep track of it. And, like, when you declare war, have the ability to do whatever you want. But also, I noticed something. Oh, it has not shown up yet. Assault alien asset has shown up. This is because there's weird alien plants down here that we haven't researched yet, so I can't really put it as easily on the map. But just know that they're really bad, and you do not want them.
We'll restore peace to this nation.
Your orders?
We continue advising the US.
I will help them.
You are... Let's have a nice chat with humanity first.
Establishing contact.
Have a nice chat with humanity first, and a nice chat with the initiative, and see what orgs of theirs we are able to buy.
Where do you need me?
Because that's one of the nice things about not being at war with everyone, is the AI will frequently just sell you shit. This costs 67. That costs more in a resource I care more about right now. So, first off, mission to the moon is done. Let's look at this moon. The job of the moon primarily is to get you to Mars. This moon will get me to Mars. So, looking at it, given the timings of everything, Peary Crater is almost certainly what I want. This is because it has more than 2 water and metal. Metal is the primary cost of your Mars mine. That's the main thing you want to get rid of. And the moon also sometimes has a useful amount of fissiles. This one really doesn't. So what we're going to do is go to the moon. And found outpost. This will cost us 6 of our boost. Which hurts. What you going to do? So, found outpost on Peary Crater. We now have an outpost. That outpost has an upkeep, and that upkeep reduces our boost income. Which, now, I did that before Space Tugs. Whatever, it doesn't matter that much here.
Just imagine.
That's space mining and refining, right? Like, we've researched this. Why do I not have the mine available? Anyway, so continuing down, we're going to grab carbon nanotubes because we eventually need that for actually building good spaceships. We have space tugs, so now our Mars mine will be fine. Why do I not have access to my mine? I want my mine. And now I'm going to continue getting my labs. Even though, actually, this is an important one. You see this 14% bonus. It would be 15%, but I'm doing 2 energy techs at the same time. This is something that you really ought to keep track of to... I can get a non-aggression pact. I didn't think I was capable of getting a non-aggression pact. I was going to look through their orgs. I picked one that I recognize as another one of those orgs that's in every game, and it's a fantastic one. So we're going to buy it. That's also a very good one. That is an okay one. Let's see if I can buy that. He probably doesn't want to sell it to me, but we'll see what we can do. Alright, so I just bought a bunch of stuff I don't care about. Don't care about that. Don't care about that. I don't really care about that. Don't care about that. Don't care about that. Yep, too much. So we're gonna knock things down until he considers it a fair trade. And we get a non-aggression pact, which is really nice. That means we no longer have to worry about the initiative stabbing us, which is great, because the initiative is really good at stabbing people. Not as bad as Humanity First. But, oh, sorry, the initiative is really good at stabbing people. It's late. You can probably tell that from how the sun was started up at the beginning of this video and now is very much not up. He doesn't really have anything I want. Like, there's a bunch of stuff that would be nice to buy. Will you buy this for my high thrust probes, sir? Will you buy this for an ops and my high thrust probes? How about one military? One military in that? Okay, no. Yeah, he's not selling that to us. We will, however, give him $10 to make him happy.
Mission in progress.
And Sarah, who is going to be going to the military, is going to take that, and you are going to take that. And I equipped them early because just in case someone's running a hostile takeover against me, it's better.
The people will come to our side.
Singapore now has spaceflight. Fantastic. A little late. We're going to run some boost there. It will come back online February. Oh, wonderful. Alien hoax, gain some influence. Love it. Love to see it. Hello, Mr. Alien. How are you doing? Fission pile we eventually want. We want that more than energy lab. Here's my mining game. I want my mining game. Like, it doesn't matter that much because it will cost me 40 boost to get my moon mine, but I want my mining game. Oh. Oh, that is also a fantastic org that I want. Oh, and here's the reason why you want a criminal. Because these are real good. Can I recruit a good criminal right now? It's not worth recruiting a bad criminal, but if there's a good criminal just, you know, sitting here. There's not a good criminal sitting here. Oh. Well, if he had the XP, I would do it. She cannot. She cannot. Tech Mogul cannot. Okay, we cannot do that. We are going to, however, throw on... We're going to throw on the spoils train briefly to buy ore.
What's the op?
Will this hurt my US? Yes. Is it worth it? Also, yes.
I'll make sure they're on our side.
So when was Mars again? When Mars? 2024. Oh wait, survey complete. 10th of December 2023. Yeah. So we're going to continue this until Mars because I've shown you the basis of the US opening, but I want to show you, to an extent, space mining and judgment also as part of this because I love this game. I love this game and the fun of creating your weird space economy. Like, every time that happens, I am always here for it.
Standing by. Headed there now.
Sarah can stabilize now, and stabilize is great. Not for what we currently need.
making our case.
I'm just going to turn that off.
I believe they'll stay loyal to the cause.
Offering assistance.
This is actually worth boosting up
We're winning their
a fair
hearts
bit.
and minds.
Like, we want that early.
Things are going off.
We're winning everything else. Yeah, this is the thing, is like, I really want my space mine to show up soon. So we're halfway to the boost requirement to build the mine. I'll make sure I didn't accidentally obsolete it. Oh? Outpost mining complex. We have all the prerequisites. It's an unlock chance 100%. This is what I meant at the beginning when I said sometimes unlock chance absolutely just it screws you. Like Humanity First has it. Fuck the Protectorate. We might be able to buy it from them if they complete it early. I'm getting a little nervous about mining. Let's see if I can find Exodus and buy it from them.
Acknowledged.
Oh wait, are we at war right now? Yeah, we should not do that. We should not do that. Let's just investigate people and see if they're Exodus, because we need to be able to mine.
Restoring order.
I think we've had a breakthrough.
There it is. There it is. All right. So, oh no. Okay, good. We didn't crash. So, this is one of the most important things to get. At our current rate, we're going to spend 5 on our initial Mars base. We need to build up our boost income, and also buy this before I forget to, and it vanishes. And we're also going to want to buy that before it vanishes. Well, US... And this is the pain of like running with the US, is I have to run a bunch of spoils in the US in order to buy orgs that I want, so fixing her is harder.
Surveillance complete.
We found nothing of note.
But, I mean, we're still doing fine. First lunar base founded gives us a bunch of influence and a bunch of things. Whatever. Missions happen, missions come, missions go. Eat a dick.
Mission complete.
We're going to seek peace. Oh, but yeah, so the armies thing. Losing an army now is worth 1.5 investment points. If you think that over the course of a month... Ah, the servants did that. Well, I get to show off Crackdown and Purge, I suppose. And get my resources back. Maybe it's time to stab the servants. Maybe it's time to stab the servants. Let me just make sure. Ooh. 63. Never mind. Innovative teacher, ethical, journalist, fixer, social science. Yep. Maybe it's time to stab the servants. Alright. So, Crackdown and Purge. Let's see if Queely can just do this by herself. She can, because they immediately abandoned it. So, what we're going to do is throw in some of this and re-purge them. That will get us this CP cap back. We're going to investigate alien activity. We're going to advise the US. We're not going to disband another army. I don't think so. Because basically, if you say... No, we're going to disband another army because I don't think we're going to get into a war within, like, the 10 months of time that it takes for that to be a worthwhile thing. But I'm not going to go below 4 armies because... just in case.
Offering counsel.
I believe they'll stay.
The first one was an easy one because it was the landlocked army. The rest are all actually in decent locations. I think I'm going to go for the 1st Marine Division because... No, probably that one. 2nd Infantry Division because it's up in Seattle and further away from any likely wars that we're going to be doing.
Found something.
We've removed some threats.
Alright, now we have a good boost income per month. And we're going to make that higher. Oh,
Do not
Kazakhstan
seek
is
to
about to
be
finish
elevated.
things. Now we have missiles. Alright, so we're researching our drives. We have the ability to do missiles. Now I'm going to do industrialization of space because this is a long one that is important. Vipers don't matter. Cool, take Singapore. Whatever, I don't care. It's probably worth doing this.
Where do you
But
need me?
we're going to now be looking around to try and find the servants.
Ready.
This is to see if our good charisma guy can actually
Ready to go.
turn one of them and let our assassin go a stabbing.
Acknowledged.
Public
I will try
campaign.
to switch.
Actually, no, it doesn't matter yet. But like I said, if you're still early game, it doesn't really matter that they know where you are. The big warning is when you start seeing that someone has, like when people start stealing your projects or sabotaging your projects, is when you really need to
I
care
have
about
new
that.
information.
3.9. If we can get up to that, we're buying it.
Tracking failed.
We've moved the needle.
Do. Diddle-do-do-do. Now we play the waiting game.
We'll be ready for new orders soon.
We'll be ready for new orders soon.
Alright, we still have that. So this is a good org that we don't control Australia, so it doesn't matter. We want to buy this because it boosts our admin, and again, 25 admin. You want to get it as soon as you can. Actually, should probably raise her admin again instead. I've been raising espionage because so we're going to buy senior physicist. This gives us a big boost to energy research, and it gives us more science from her. The reason why it's so important to get that boost to research is that your boosts from your council stack with your boosts from anything else. So 25% from Habs and 25% from council plus 50%. If you instead add 50% from Habs and 50% from council, plus 100%. Add another 50% from Habs, and you start hitting diminishing returns. Servant. Aha, we have found a servant. We're going to spend some ops to increase this chance.
Reporting in.
To investigate the aliens.
Offering assistance.
The US
need me?
almost at the point where I might I might swap off of welfare primarily. Let's see, what are we looking at? Resting 1.8. No, we're not there yet. We're getting there though. Arrival market's complete. Excellent. Let us fission pile next, because that's the next important thing we need. December, that's fine. January. This is an event that's so bad I might actually reset for it. Like, early game, this event is fucking awful. Your boost is your most precious resource. I'm just gonna pay it, but that is the type of thing I would actually save scum for, depending on what happens in a run.
Offering support.
We've got some intel on our target.
The events are pretty much always...
Public sentiment is increasingly with us.
Not having events makes things easier, but less fun, in my opinion. Alright, alien monsters. So, there's a thing called xenoforming that you want to take care of where it turns into an alien monster. Letting the first one happen is actually beneficial to you because it gives you text to research. But you really want to keep control of it, and it doesn't matter where in the world it is when you're doing that.
My mission is complete.
3.9 is what we need.
Recon complete.
And the need for spoils, in order to get enough money, in order to buy the orgs you need, is the thing that really hurts the US, especially in early game, because you cannot afford to spoil it too much if you want to fix it. You could also not fix it, as said. And, like, there's arguments to the idea of saying, I'm just going to burn the US down and not care about fixing it.
I'll make sure they're on our side.
I don't think this is the correct way to play it,
We'll see.
but I think it's actually completely... Oh, wait, no. We're going to be trying to turn someone next turn, so he's going to ground so they don't know that we have a spy in their ranks.
Offering assistance.
Your orders?
He can't go to ground, which is the biggest problem with Megastar. But, like... whatever. He'll get replaced when we start stabbing, and he's actually very useful until then. I'm gonna have Sarah go to ground. Sarah's important to not be the first one stabbed.
Hunkering down.
Offering support.
Going into hiding.
The other thing when going to ground, it's technically better to go to ground like on an island with no borders, because that way passive chances to find you are much lower.
Moved the needle.
Whatever. Alright, Mars. Let us go look at Mars, and then I'm going to explain what goes on with determining things for the Moon versus Mars. So, I'm actually going to go here. What we have are a lot of Mars sites. The most important thing for your... And, So, I'm going to go through one by one. How I look at these is water, volatiles, and metals are each worth 1 point. Nobles are worth 5 points, and fissiles are worth 10. It's very important that your first Mars mine actually have everything. Which gives us precious few choices, but there's enough that this is fine. So going through Mars for this right now. Our first site, Arcadia Plantia. I would not take this site. I would take it if I absolutely had to, but I do not like this site. This is because we get 55, 60... 2, 7, 63, not a good number of resources. Tantala, a bit better. 71, 77, 79. Like, this is a site I would take and then probably later drop. This site is bad. 75, this site is also bad. This one's good, though. Utopia I would actually take. I wouldn't take it first because it has no nobles, but I would take this site and keep it for probably the entire game. It has sufficient resources to be worth that. Nope. 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 Tharsis Mons. This is another site that I would take and keep for the entire game just for those nobles alone. But the big thing for your is I can take them later. I don't need to take them right now. Noctis I would not take. Well, I would take it temporarily. No. Take and maybe keep. Schiappelli is a maybe keep. This is a keep for the entire game. Terra Sabea, that's a great amount of resources. Take and probably replace eventually. Daedala is probably going to be my first site, just on the balance of resources it has. It's between it and Scylla, both of which are actually good. These are both good sites that I would probably take and maybe keep. I think I'm going to go for Scylla. No, I think Daedalus first. This is not a great Mars, but it's workable. So I send this over for 10 boost. And the most important thing now is saving up boost for my Lunar Mine and grabbing other sites as they come up on Mars with any boost in excess of my Lunar Mine.
When faced with a large...
I'm just gonna grab a thing. Boop, 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 boop. I probably would start up the info line because this will eventually lead us to targeting computers, which are vital for space warfare, and our 6th counselor. So right now, I'm pretty happy with where I am in this game. I'm just gonna play it till January so you can see what the Lunar Mine costs.
We will never know.
Solid core fission. We're going to go up to molten core fission next. This is because molten core fission is where I think of my first like real drives that I'm going to actually run ships off of live, although I primarily prefer to go to gas core fission for that. At least for small drives that are pushing start of game ships. Looking at our orgs. This we are immediately buying and continuing to put... Org man gets orgs. This is a good one to buy. Do I want to buy it now? Let's buy this now. Buy this now. Like, really, we're just sort of filling things out. This is useful because it gives us a science income and a % boost to a science. This is useful because we have a lot of influence, and no one is here that we really want to buy. We're not running knowledge, so that doesn't matter. It's a science boost. Here's the big thing, is you need to, over the course of the game, build up your science to eventually actually get it anywhere good. I'm going to build persuasion on Terra because I'm likely going to replace my other persuasion counselor soon. But, turning counselor, so... I have persuasion 18, base difficulty 13, he has 13 loyalty. I'm not turning this guy. I do not actually have the chance to turn this guy, so we're going to give up on that.
We'll turn down the heat.
Instead, we are going to continue investigating and trying to find a different servant counselor to take over and turn. But in the meantime, let's talk to the Academy and see if they have anything to sell us.
Ready for my mission.
And, yeah, Sarah, I'm going to give you some influence to start running your own Inspires.
Offering counsel.
Making contact.
Academy, any orgs?
We both wish to safeguard humanity.
We're really looking for admin orgs here, because those are the most important to buy, and wow, it has gotten dark. Yeah, this game takes a bit. I love it, but it does take a bit. That's worth buying. Alright, we cannot trade her any of those. So, these terrible orgs that I just bought. Let's see if she wants to buy them. Great. A+. Like, this is the big thing that you do for the game now, is you trade up orgs with the AI to get better orgs, to get closer to what you actually need.
I have new information.
Alright, Outpost Mining Complex has been researched. I wish I had this earlier, but we don't actually need it because if we go to Habs, we go to ourselves and Luna. So we see this costs 41.7 boost to send. We're going to get that in a few months. And like honestly, we're at the point where I would stop to getting more boost on it in most cases. This will give us space resources. This is because if we go to Mars, it runs us 125. Every space resource we have saves 5 boost from this Mars mine, and that's why you run Luna. And like, this is going to give us enough resources to do it. This water is high enough, and this metal is high enough that we're going to be just fine. But I think that's it for our fixing up the US video right now and like how to get into it. I might do a second one for where to go from here, but until then, have a good night all. I'm going to go turn the lights on. See ya.